Okay, guys, want to walk through the prep and line setup for the Dinosaur beef short rib that we're going to be featuring for Father's Day. The prep on this is very simple. This is a market plate beef rib. When it's raw, it's bones 6, 7, and 8 on the cow. So the prep on this is very simple. It's a quarter cup of Worcestershire sauce, and then we season with 1-to-1 ratio of kosher salt and cafe grind black pepper, and that's going to get a half a cup per rib total. So we season that all the way around after we rub it with the Worcestershire sauce. It's going to go into the smoker at the end of the night. Same prep method as brisket. It's going to be the last thing that goes in. It needs 10 hours or less, and we're going to smoke it to an internal temperature of somewhere between 185 and 190 ideally. If it goes a little over, it's fine. Don't want to be under 185. So after you take it out, it's going to get wrapped the same way in peach paper and held in the hot box. And when you're pulling it out for service, it's going to look like this. Can you bring that in, Vic? So I want you to look at this and see where the challenge is going to lie is how we cut this for service. Obviously, you can see the whole meat is kind of posted up this way on the bones. And if we cut through evenly, you're going to end up with one very small bone that somebody's father is going to be very disappointed with. So I'm going to show you right now how to cut it and how we're going to hold it on the line. And I want to this is chef prep. So I want you guys cutting it, chefs only, cut this and then set it up for service. So what I'm going to do here is eyeball how much meat is on this and then think about it in thirds, right? So I'm going to have to come in at an angle in order to keep enough meat on this bone to make a full order. So I'm coming in from up here, kind of following the middle bone, and then I've got a nice piece there. And you can see that's really well marbled. It is a very rich cut. So I want you to talk about that at pre-shift with the service team. There is a high amount of marbling. Don't want any surprise guests there. Second bone, I'm going to come in the same way at an angle, just following the last bone so that I end up with 3 even pieces, which is what I did here. As you can see on the scale, I've got 1.25, 1.3, and 1.2. So that's what your average should be. You shouldn't have any big variations in that. That way we're selling this consistently. In Texas, this is usually served by the pound. That's how it's charged. So we have to think about it like that. Be careful with how we prep it. Now, once we cut these, which you're cutting prior to service for Father's Day weekend, I've got a hotel pan with a little au jus in the bottom for moisture, and I'm just going to set this on a little bit of an angle, kind of back together, so that it maintains its shape and make sure that it stays attached to the bone. Now I'm just going to cover this with foil. We're going to hold it in the hot box for service, and when we plate up, the cook that's on the station is just going to have to grab one and put it on the plate with the pickled red onion, B&B pickles, coleslaw, and beans, and a side of barbecue sauce. It's a pretty simple pickup. Call me with questions.